Volume. The volume of a solid is the amount of space it occupies. Now the volume of a prism is the area of the base of the prism multiplied by the height. So remember, a prism is a shape that has the same shape at the bottom and the top of the shape, and then the height is the distance between the top and the bottom. Sometimes the area of the base is called the cross section as well, so just be aware of that terminology. And as I said, h is the height of the prism. So here we've got, find the volume of these two shapes. So they are both prisms because in part A, you can see we have a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom, and there's a distance between them. And on the second shape, we've got a triangle on this end, a triangle on the far end, and then they're joined together by a length. So to work these out, the volume of this cylinder here, once again on your formula sheet, it does actually give you the volume of a cylinder. It's in the prior learning section, which is nice and easy for you. So it tells you it's pi r squared times by h. So we'll have pi times the radius squared. Now the radius is obviously half the diameter. In this question, it tells us the diameter is 36. So it's going to be 36 divided by 2 squared multiplied by the height, which is 45. Put that in your calculator and you'll get 45,800, and it's going to be millimeters cubed as it is volume. And that answers to 3 significant figures. For part B, now it doesn't give this formula in your formula booklet. It just gives you the formula for the volume of a prism, which is what we said before, the A times H. So you need to remember here, you need to find your volume is the area of the shape at the top and bottom of the prism, which in this case is a triangle. So it's going to be half base times height. And then we want the height of the actual prism itself. Now in this situation here, what you see is we don't actually know the height of this triangle at the front or the end, so we need to work that out first. So the height of this one is just going to be Pythag. Now here's our triangle. Obviously this bit's going to be 6 up this side. Height squared equals, now we know the hypotenuse, so it's going to be 10 squared minus 6 squared, which is 64, so h will equal 8. So the height of that triangle is actually 8 centimeters. Put it into our formula, so we're going to have half times by the base, which is 12, times by the height of the triangle, which is 8, times by the height of the shape, which is 30. Put that in your calculator and you get 1,440 centimeters cubed. Example 2, find the 3 significant figures the radius of a cylinder with height 3.9 centimeters and volume 54.03. So we know the volume of a cylinder, the volume is 54.03. We know the height is 3.9 and we want to find the radius. So with this information we can use the volume formula, which is volume equals pi r squared times by height. So our volume is 54.03. That equals pi times by our radius squared, which we don't know, multiplies by the height of the prism or the cylinder, which is 3.9, and then we can solve that. So once again, you can put that into nsolve, or you can rearrange it to solve it. So if we were to rearrange it, we'd have 54.03 divided by 3.9 times by pi equals r squared. So r would equal the square root of that, which would give us an answer of approximately 2.10 centimeters. Now volumes, we also have a right pyramid, which is a third times the area of the base times the height. We have the volume of a right cone, which is a third pi r squared h, and the volume of a sphere, which is 4 on 3 pi r cubed. So we've got 2 shapes here that we're going to find the volume of. So part A, the volume of a pyramid is a third multiplied by the area of the base multiplied by the height of the pyramid. The area of the base of this pyramid is a rectangle, so it would be length times width, that would be a third multiplied by 5.1 times 2.3 multiplied by the height of the shape, which is 6.8. And when you work that out, you'll get an answer of approximately 26.6 centimeters cubed. Then part B, we have a sphere, and the volume of a sphere is 4 on 3 pi r cubed. So put our values of 4 on 3 times by pi times by our radius, which will be half of 18.2 cubed, put that in your calculator and you get an answer of 3,160 centimetres cubed. And that is the end of volume.